It's Off the Top Sports Talk.
Welcome to Off the Top Sports. My name is Adrian Gonzalez.
And I am Brian Belcito.
And Josh is on the bench.
Yep, he's out this week, but we're going to run through some topics here for you guys on Off the Top. How's everybody doing? How you doing, Adrian?
I'm doing all right. Got a camera. Haven't done that in a while, but I'm pretty excited. Don't mind me if I drink my beer in front of you guys. It's root beer.
Busy week in baseball. We were going to talk about some of that here in the first segment of the show, but why don't we start with
Hall of Famers?
Hall of Famers, yep.
And, of course, we're going to talk about babes.
We are going to talk about babes.
So let's lead with that.
Okay.
The Off the Top Sports Girl of the Week also got Knockout of the Week honors for the UFC.
Nice. So she's multitasking this week.
Multitasking, gorgeous. I love her so much. Paige Van Zandt.
Nice. We got a UFC fighter this week, so go check her out if you get a chance.
Oh, yeah. She's when I was little, my grandpa was a boxer, and he said, always watch out for pretty boxers. They're pretty for a reason.
That sounds like it.
And I'm thinking that's starting to translate over to UFC. So,
judging by the quick video you showed me of the knockout of the week, she is a knockout who can knock out competitors.
High five on camera.
There you go.
Love it. I'm pretty excited about it. You know who else is a knockout?
Who's that?
Rob
Fukuzaki?
Rob Fukuzaki.
Nice.
God, I love Rob Fukuzaki. I used to stay up as a kid just to watch him. And I loved hearing my grandma and my mom complain. You know, when he does Fuchs Follies, he does that on purpose because it looks like it says the F word.
Nice. He's been good for a lot of years out here in SoCal.
Many years, yeah. He's just a class act. So good on you, Rob. We're excited for you. That's
SoCal Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame. He's got some good company in there.
He's got Chick.
Yep. Vin Scully.
Bob
Miller.
Jaime
Hareen. Ralph Lawler.
Us?
No,
No,
we're headed that
us.
way. We're trying to get there. We're trying to get there.
You know, you give girls a shout out every week. You're gonna end up in the Hall of Fame.
I think so.
Kevin and Bean.
Kevin and Bean. There you go. Maybe someday.
Mr. Disco Duck himself. Dude, he used to be on Kiss FM in the mornings.
Rick Dees.
Maybe
Jim Rome splashed in there somewhere.
Is he?
He could be. I mean, he's a SoCal guy.
Oh no, brother. Am I?
You're not a fan of the clones?
I like Jim Rome. I think he's very entertaining, but I just don't know if he's in the Hall. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he is. It wouldn't surprise me if he isn't.
Right.
So.
I used to be a huge fan of his show. I wasn't a clone. I made a few phone calls to his show though in the past, so that was cool. We would be remiss today as somewhat journalists.
Journalists.
Yeah, people who are trying to get into the game a little bit to mention that today was kind of a tragic day in journalism history.
Hats off.
Yeah, hats off to Allison Parker and Adam Ward.
Yeah.
Very sad news out of Virginia.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. And Allison's boyfriend was talking about how they were talking about getting married. He never even had the chance to propose to her.
Yeah, it's just a sad story, and we're not going to give the guy who committed this tragedy any fame or notoriety.
Yeah.
We're just gonna.
If you want to go and Google his name, by all means, do it. It's like speaking of the devil. And I'm not doing it.
We'd more like to send out some off the top, good vibes to the family that's hurting tonight, and
right. You go to work every day, and you're doing a pleasant piece. You're not covering a riot.
Right.
You're not covering a prison break. You're not covering anything negative.
Right.
And some idiot takes your life.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And if you read up in the background of it, it's just a bunch of nonsense. I saw the program. I think he was the vice president or something of their station, and he was just saying how beloved these two people were. So it's a really sad story. So.
When I was interning for college, I walked in to the clinic that I was at, and this little old lady pulls me aside, and she says, "Some people light up the room when they walk into it, and some people light up the room when they leave."
Very true.
And I love, and she said, "You light up the room when you walk in." I don't know. I think she liked me or something. It sounds like Alison and Adam were the type of people that lit up a room when they walked in.
Yep.
And you could just see it. Every picture of them, even when they're not smiling, they have this like gleam in their eye. I don't know them. I've never even heard of them before today, and it's sad. This is how we first hear about them.
Absolutely.
But I'm glad that we had them in the world.
Yep.
Even
Yep.
if it was for 24 short years for Alison, Adam, I have no idea how old he was. We had them, and they made it. They made an impact.
Yep.
And I could only wish people are talking this nice about me on the time that Mr. Old Adrian goes into a pine box.
And, I mean, and it's just another example of how fragile life is. A couple of years ago, I got a little bit of a lesson in that. I walked into a Walgreens and walked in on an armed robbery. That was pretty fun. Had a gun stuck in my face, so I can't imagine, the pain that these families are feeling.
No.
So, our prayers are with them, and hopefully that something good comes out of this.
Absolutely. Here's to you, Alison and Adam.
Yep.
Hey, let's talk about some. Since we brought up an idiot, let's bring up another idiot.
Yeah,
Let's
definitely.
talk some baseball.
Curt Schilling?
Curt Schilling. When you're in the public spot, like, you don't really have your own opinions anymore.
Yeah. If anybody missed it, he shared a tweet, a meme of Hitler that said,
Only 7% of Germans identified as Nazis.
right, and
Something like 10% of Muslims
yeah,
are. And I
are
was like, 10%? That's a
violent, right?
pretty damn big number there.
Yeah. It's one of those things that it's like, A, dude, don't hit send on that, and B, or don't hit share on that, because it probably was one of them idiotic share moments where he shared something that he thought was, some sort of real good statement to be making, when it just turned out to cost him his job at Sunday Night Baseball and on the coverage of the Little League World Series.
Yeah.
So far, could cost him completely his ESPN job altogether, because I know he does some stuff on Baseball Tonight. So, just
Not the only
idiotic.
not the only person to say something dumb from ESPN this week, by the way.
This is true.
I can't believe we forgot to put that on the list.
Yeah. Yep.
But I kind of agree with. I mean, not Schilling. Don't.
No, Schilling can he can keep his thoughts to himself the next time.
But I do believe in, like, last year's rookie symposium. If you're gonna hang out with people, hang out with maybe the choice of words of a fall guy was wrong.
Was dumb, right?
But friends that take responsibility for themselves.
Right.
If you got money, do that.
Right.
You
And
will.
in Carter's case,
There we go,
I
Chris Carter.
kind of feel like Chris Carter was, he's a Hall of Fame wide receiver. I kind of feel like he thought, I'm at the rookie symposium, I'm making a funny statement here that I don't think he really thought out what he was saying.
Yeah.
He just said something really, really dumb. So
It's
congrats to him.
Hey, you made not top 10.
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite was symposium was God. Why am I blanking on names right now? He coached African American coached the Colts.
Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy. He upset a bunch of women when he said, "Girls are gonna be after your money." He didn't like
Right.
not those direct words.
Right.
He's like, buy a house,
Right.
one house,
Right.
buy a car,
Right.
one car, buy a necklace, one necklace,
Right.
and be careful of the women. Boom.
Yeah, well, I mean, what he's saying is smart. Don't go
Right.
crazy with your rookie money, because you never know, you could blow your knee out and never be effective at what you're doing. It's just the delivery of what he said that wasn't very good. So,
But here's my thing.
Mhm.
It's a man
right,
talking to men.
right. And a man with experience in the world that those guys are younger and going into, because Dungy had a long playing career.
And you know what?
And a long
This was right
coaching
after he had
career.
lost his son.
Yeah, you're right.
So I think he's taking the role of, I don't have my son to give this advice to. I'm going to give it to these rookies.
Could very well be.
I'm
be.
jumping. Of course, I'm going on a limb there.
Right,
I'm making
but
an assumption.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense, and a guy like Dungy, you give a little bit of the benefit of the doubt to, because he's kind of that father figure for the
Right.
NFL.
I love Tony.
He's on TV every Sunday night. He's a classy guy. He's always been a classy guy, as far as we know. So
Yeah. At least in the limelight.
right,
He follows his own advice
right.
so far.
Yep. So we had a bit of a massacre at the Big A this weekend,
Oh
huh?
my God, that was so fun.
Oh man.
I went there for Cal State Fullerton tonight. I was wearing my Cal State Fullerton Angels hat.
Yeah.
And there was a huge row of people who came down from Toronto. Hot girls, by the way. If
Yeah.
I had gotten their
Eh?
names, they would they would have been off the top sports
There
girl of
you
the
go.
week. And at first they were like, "Why is this guy cheering?" And I'm like high-fiving him, and I hear the girls go, "That guy's wearing an Angels hat. He's totally cheering." I'm like, "Oh, I'm a Dodger fan." That guy's got a Russell Martin jersey
I like the
on.
color blue, and the Blue Jays are out on the field. So.
But it was really cool. Like, I've never seen a blowout.
A lot of offense.
I've never. Yeah.
Yeah. What they scored over the 3-game series, the Blue Jays put up 36 runs, which was a record for runs given up in a 3-game series by the Angels and runs scored in a 3-game series by the Blue Jays.
And it was Angels Hall of Fame night.
Yeah. Yep.
God, I got to hear Tim Salmon talk for like 9 years. I literally think the game was like an hour late because of these guys' speeches.
You got to see up close and personal something that I've been saying on the show. The Blue Jays are legit.
Oh, they're
These
for
guys
real.
Can swing the bats.
Every time Bautista came up to bat, like Angel fans wouldn't got nachos.
Right.
Because they just knew. And then like he hit into like one ground out, and some guys like, "Yeah, MVP," and I'm like, "No, dude, he just wrecked you like 3 or 4 at bats before that."
Right.
So like he hit a double and he hit a home run, and just he owned you. Sorry.
It's going to be interesting coming down the stretch watching the American League MVP race because a lot of people maybe a month and a half ago said Trout was no doubt your MVP, and Josh Donaldson is right on his tail right now. And I think if
you ask me, Trout wouldn't be my MVP.
I don't think so either. At this point, I think Donaldson. They've come roaring back from 7 back of the Yankees to lead them by a couple games right now. As of the show right now, I think they're a couple games up. They've added to their lineup, but Donaldson has been solid all year long.
Absolutely.
Yep. So we had a near no-no tonight, and that was tossed at the Angels too. Angel fans were not trying to, bash on you guys, but it did happen tonight.
It's so easy to do right now. Josh isn't here to defend you guys.
Verlander took a no-no into the 9th, first batter. I had him 2 strikes on.
And someone like Verlander, I'm surprised he doesn't have more no-hitters.
He's got 2. That would have been his 3rd.
Right?
Yeah, and
he's gonna start approaching like Sandy or Nolan numbers.
He threw a nasty 2-strike fastball, and Chris Iannetta lined it down the left field line, and it landed right on the chalk. And then he blew right through the next 3 hitters, so a 1-hit shutout. Impressive. Maybe as impressive as his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Kate Upton.
God, I love her.
Another chance at a Babe of the Week.
She has to do something
sports-wise, other than just dating Justin Verlander.
And have her pictures leaked, which I would never, ever look up.
Right. So,
like, if a girl wants me to see her pictures, like she does it for like Playboy or something, boom. Hey, someone's stealing them. I think that's a dick move.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Though I really do want to see her naked.
Yeah.
Sorry, anyone listening out there with children in your car.
So we can't pass up right now to update Dodgers Giants as we're both sitting here with our gear on. So, Dodgers had a no-no thrown at them.
Can you just keep losing when we win? And keep losing when we lose.
Yeah, it's just been, the thing with the Giants is, and I've been harping on this for a few weeks now, is every time that they get close to you guys, a key player gets hurt. And now they're sitting with shortstop Brandon Crawford on the DL, or maybe not on the DL, but he's got something going on that happened last night. Yeah. Joe Panic, the all-star second baseman, disabled list. Hunter Pence, he's the he's the straw that stirs the drink for the Giants. He really keeps them protected in the lineup with Posey hitting behind Posey. He's on the disabled list. So currently sitting 2.5 back of the Dodgers after tonight.
Yeah.
So
Giants won, right?
Right. 4-2 last I saw in the 9th. So I'm hoping I didn't jinx it right there. But Dodgers had a rough weekend in Houston. Got swept by the streaking Houston Astros. Had a no-no thrown at them. So it's going to come down. We got 7 games against each other in the last month.
That no-no was incredible. Fires?
Yeah, Mike Fires.
Whatever. He was on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, just from the beginning of that game.
Where's the pun jar? Bing.
It's over there. We have a pun drum today, by the way, if you want to use it. You just knew it.
Yep.
But we're going to take a break.
Yep.
When we come back, football?
Yeah. Some football.
I'm not prepared for football, so this is why we call it Off the Top Sports.